What you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 I got boss in my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low, rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self, DEA ransack.
Oh, yo, how we doing? Everybody, welcome back. We are back on another Football Friday. I got my guy, GQ. I know we won down, but my boy GQ, how we doing today, man?
Oh, man, it's a Football Friday. It's a Red Friday for all my veterans out there. We never forget everyone deployed. That's what Fridays represent. It's RED. That's for remember everyone deployed. So shout out to all my brothers and sisters over there across the pond doing their damn thing, making that extra bread to support their families. And we love y'all.
Hey, absolutely. We appreciate y'all for making that ultimate sacrifice for us as well. Because, everybody ain't cut out to do it. So shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all wholeheartedly. We got my boy Mel in here. He's gonna be popping in and out periodically. He got some things. He's the dad of the year over there, so he's gonna be in and out. Mel, how we doing, man? What we got going on over there?
We chilling. Life is Beautiful festival, so running around trying to get the music acts together, DJs together, all that nonsense. But we're here.
Hey, I feel it. We are multifaceted over here, man. We do everything from sports to dad of the year to bartending. Even got a DJ over here, man. So,
Well, yeah, the dad of the year stuff. That's because my daughter got to hang out with celebrities for the past 4 weeks, so she got to hang out at the Beyonce concert with a bunch of different people, and she got to go to a birthday anniversary party with a bunch of you know Hollywood actresses and actors and stuff like that. And then tonight she gets to sit VIP with Kung Fu Kenny,
yeah.
and life is beautiful.
We love to hear it, man. You hear my boy. See, like I said, dad of the year. Okay, we were all fathers here, so we try to make our sacrifices for our kids when we can. But let's go ahead and get into this, fellas. Are you guys ready to get into this crazy show we got, man? Because it's a lot of stuff to get into.
Oh yeah. That's why I came. I had to get into this. What do you got? You want to start with the bear stuff first?
Absolutely, because this is the one thing about Mel you guys don't know. Mel cannot miss a day where he can slander Justin Fields, okay, Darrell Revis, and Megatron. All right, he will never miss a day.
No, that shit is priority number one on my list whenever I can get to it.
Every single day. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into this Chicago stuff.
And it's not to slander Justin Fields so much. I don't believe he is a franchise NFL quarterback. I do not, by any stretch of the imagination. He confirmed that by saying he's getting too much information from the coaches, so he's not allowed to play as free as he would want to. But I was like, you've been in the league for 3 years, bro. It shouldn't be that much information for you by now. Number two, the Bears front office, coaching staff, all of that is a mess. It's a flipping mess. But this is what I go back to when I said we judge quarterbacks kind of messed up when we don't give proper context. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is in Cleveland, they're always going to look like their ass because the front office and the coaching staff, like the front office is just bad. It's a bad organization. The Jets have never had a franchise type quarterback. Even the ones that were good that went to the Jets ended up looking like ass. It's the same thing with the Bears. The Bears have never had a franchise quarterback that you would say he's a top 5, top 10 guy. Even when they won the Super Bowl, we talked about it last week, it was Jim McMahon. No one's ever going to think Jim McMahon was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL when he was playing. They went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman.
I mean, and really, when you talk about the Bears, right? Everybody knows that when you discuss the Chicago Bears, you're talking about defense. There's never really a time in history where you point out where it's like, oh well, that guy was so dynamic on offense to where it's like, oh my gosh, he was the key. Like, no, we talk about the Chicago Bears, even when they won the championships, both or when they went to the championship the last time they went, or when they won the championship back in the day, it's on the back of their defense. There never was a time where it was like, damn, they got a good ass quarterback back there, and he's just shredding up the defenses, and he can read this way, he knows how to really spin it, and there's never been really that time for that. It's really just been up. The Bears got a great defense. You can't score on them. You can't move the ball. So if they're whoever they got back there can at least put up 14 to 21 points, they're most likely gonna win that damn game.
Yeah.
And somewhere, my man Lovie Smith is sitting there like, see, till you do right by me, everything you do will turn to shit. Because they fired Lovie Smith, and they've had one winning season since they fired Lovie Smith, and they had no reason to fire Lovie Smith.
Okay, he pulled up that color purple. That's what it is.
And they had a winning record when they fired Lovie Smith. That's the thing. They were 10-6 when they fired Lovie Smith. So that's what's crazy still. You got fired on your day off, basically.
Bad organizations made bad moves. And that's just what the Bears are doing. As a bad organization, they continue to make bad moves.
Yeah, and I mean, and the Bears are unfortunately on a list of organizations that are just an absolute dumpster fire. Because Chicago's like that, Arizona's like that, Cleveland is like that. The Texans are like that.
Vegas is like that.
Like well, at least at one point in time, Vegas was relevant. Like,
here and there. Al Davis kept us afloat a lot.
But I'm on the other side of the spectrum from Mel in this regard. Like, I still do view Justin Fields as the franchise quarterback. I just view their coaching situation as absolute shit. I just do. I view it as absolute shit because a quarterback that talented, why are you putting restrictions on him? Why are you putting a handicap on him? Like, I should not have a quarterback come out and say, I felt robotic. I don't feel like I can play like myself. And listen, we've seen this before. This is what's shitty about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it a buck. We've seen this too many times. We saw it with Lamar. We saw it with Jalen Hurts. We saw it. These are two quarterbacks who use their legs initially more than they use their arms, and then they developed into better passers. Justin Fields has yet to be afforded that. They're trying to force him into being a pocket quarterback when, first of all, athletic quarterbacks are not meant to be pocket passers. That's not what the fuck they are. They're meant to run an RPO system. They're meant to run an RPO system, run bootlegs, roll out the pocket, throw into windows. That's what you do with an athletic quarterback. They're not meant to sit there. If they sit there, it's like giving a toddler a bag of fucking Skittles and saying, all right, sit your ass in this chair and don't move. The exact opposite's going to fucking happen. So with a quarterback that's this dynamic as far as being an athlete is concerned, give that defense, the opposing defense, the threat that he might run at any point in time, but have the right receivers, which I do think Justin Fields has the receivers to be successful. I do think he's got two receivers that are over 6'2", who have a great catch radius. Why are we not scheming these guys open? You have a tight end in Cole Kmet who has very reliable hands. Why are you not scheming this tight end, even if it's so much as run curl routes and sit his ass in the middle of the field to get the ball to him? Like, why are we not doing that? You have average running backs. I'm going to say that they're average. Khalil Herbert's not that big, but he's good enough to where if you start running more inside zone type of runs, he probably can be a more effective back. And then you flip that with, Deontay Foreman, who's a bigger back. Mm-hmm. Use him to bruise up and be more of a bowling ball on top of these defenses to kind of start trying to wear on him a little bit and then hit him with that Khalil Herbert speed. Throw some swing routes. Get that man out in space. Like, we've seen the perfect example of how you can utilize Justin Fields is the same way that Brock Purdy's being utilized.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
My only pushback on some of this stuff.
Because in the preseason, when Justin Fields got the ball to his playmakers, what did they do? They went off.
Yeah, but he threw the ball 2 yards down the field.
So does Brock Purdy. That's what everybody's praised Jimmy G for.
Purdy's furthest throw yesterday was 22 yards in that game last night.
Right, but my thing, my only pushback
was he threw to Debo on like some double coverage type shit. But most of his completions were 17 yards and under.
Yeah, but that's not. But my only pushback with Justin Fields is this: we're giving him way more leeway and more excuses than we give any other quarterback, and I don't think that's fair.
The reason I don't think we're doing that is because we were ready to essentially boot Jalen Hurts out the league before he took off. But before he got Nick Sirianni, what did he have? What did he actually have to be successful? Like, they still don't have a competent play caller in Chicago. And that's what he's missing. Like,
no. The difference.
I don't think Justin Fields is a dumb quarterback. Like, I really don't. I think he can be a very good quarterback. And I do think he's a franchise quarterback, but I think his coaching is ass. And I think the play design and the play calling is ass because they're not taking advantage of what he's.
But that was never the case for any other quarterback.
I think it kind of depends on who you're talking to, right? Because if you're going to talk to the average football player or the average football fan, then yeah, maybe not. But people who look at and view the game in depth are obviously going to give a young quarterback time to grow, right? Like with the whole Jalen Hurts situation. Well, who's won more games? Who's won more games, Zach Wilson or Justin Fields? Justin Fields, of course.
No, he didn't. Who's won more games, Baker Mayfield or Justin Fields?
Zach Wilson by 3 games. It's not a lie.
By 3 games, but Baker.
Yeah, but look how they talk about Zach Wilson.
But Zach Wilson was also what was he, the number 3 pick or whatever the fuck he was?
Where was Justin Fields picked?
Wasn't Fields picked after them? Because he was in the same draft. Justin Fields
exactly. They're both top
because they got trapped. Because I will keep saying this. Zach Wilson was the trap quarterback in this draft, and he got drafted early as shit because Trey Lance went second in that draft, if I remember correctly. That's when San Francisco moved up.
But think about it. Nobody else in that draft class is getting the leash that Justin Fields is getting. None of them.
I'm not comparing him to his draft class. I'm comparing him to quarterback development, and we've watched other quarterbacks.
But that's the thing. There has been no other. Baker Mayfield got thrown out of Cleveland, and he won way more games in Cleveland than Justin Fields has won in Chicago.
Was the number 1 overall pick. There is a whole set of circumstances when you're the number 1 overall pick. You're supposed to be a franchise-changing player when you're the number 1 overall pick. Like Baker was flirting with changing a franchise and being a bust. Like literally, Baker was flirting with both at the same time until they finally got rid of the old coach that was in Cleveland before Stefanski came into the mix. Like he took over for a team that was, we know how Cleveland is. I don't have to explain it to you guys. We're around enough football. But with somebody like Fields, which we led into this conversation talking about bad organizations.
Yeah, but Cleveland was a bad organization, was it not?
It was bad.
Is it still bad?
Yes.
It's better. It's better than it has been. I'll tell you that much.
It's still bad. Like nobody else.
It's better than Chicago.
Bad is bad. I don't care about the degrees of bad. It's still bad.
I mean, at least Cleveland has had playoff for success in the last 5 years. We'll just say the last 5 years.
That's my point. They still even talk crazy about Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield won a playoff game for the first time in Cleveland since 1994.
True, but what else has he done? Like that's the thing.
But that's the thing. He's kind of like he's done more than Justin Fields.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm saying is at least he got somebody like Kitchens who is a competent play caller. Like, give Justin Fields a competent play caller, and we can have this conversation. Like, at least Kevin Stefanski is a competent play caller at the absolute minimum. Say what you want about
he did that before Stefanski got there.
Yes, but he was doing that when Freddie Kitchens was also a competent play caller.
And the team was really, really good.
The team had Amari Cooper. The team had Nick Chubb. Name the running back that Justin Fields has had.
Those dudes was hurt.
But he hasn't had a Nick Chubb type
of running back. They won the playoffs?
He hasn't had somebody like that.
So he had Nick Chubb, but everything else, Njoku, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, all those dudes were hurt.
And then they brought in Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper was still a 1,000-yard receiver. When has Justin Fields had a 1,000-yard receiver until
Baker wasn't there for that?
DJ Moore now. Because Darnell
Baker wasn't there for
receiver last year.
Baker wasn't there for that.
We can't forget the defensive side of the ball. They had some dogs on defense as well. Like that team was relatively
built like the Bears. The Bears had a decent
built in the last 8 years.
Like the whole point of all this is the Zach Wilson, the Baker Mayfields. All of these dudes, like the Trey Lances, none of these dudes had the same leash. You look, if we showed, and Trey Lance is the one who should have gotten the most leash because he didn't really have no time under center, but they let him go.
Yeah, well, his situation was he got injured, and that and then we've seen that unfortunate story before. Like, I'm not saying it's right, but he got injured when he had his chance to shine, and he
only had 17 snaps in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I said it's not a knock on him. I'm just telling you what happened because we all saw it. Like, we can't control the fact that man fucked up his ankle. Well, the Niners as a whole just had more quarterback injuries than we've ever seen a team had. They had 4 quarterbacks get injured in the same year. You had Christian McCaffrey trying to play quarterback at one point for this team in the NFC Championship. Like, they just had the worst stretch of luck you've ever seen for a team.
Yeah, 100%. But my thing is, like, everybody makes the excuse that it's everybody else around Justin Fields, and it's not Justin Fields.
No, I don't think that's the case, though. I think that because when at least for me, and I know for a lot of people that I talk to, when you talk to a lot of these people, they say that Justin's not playing well. But when you pair that with incompetent coaching and all of the other stuff that's going on within the organization, that's you have to pair that together, right? Like, we all know,
but they don't care about that with any other quarterback. They don't care about that.
But that's the thing.
They don't have
but
to.
You have to.
But you have. The fact of the matter is, yes, if it'd be different if Justin Fields wasn't drafted as early as he was drafted, we'd have a slightly different conversation. But he is still what you would call a project quarterback. He needs the proper guidance. Look at Anthony Richardson in his first couple games, minus the concussion thing. They're making sure he's not trying to do too much. They're letting him take advantage of his athleticism, and he's getting the ball out to his playmakers. That is simple.
No, he's not. That's why he got the concussion. Because his stupid ass keep running.
Yeah, but the point is, at least they're not trying to force this man to stay in the pocket. They're letting him do what he does best. Now, granted, he needs to learn how to slide because
that's why he got the concussion. Now. You have to save them from themselves.
Again, but Justin Fields has not been a threat to be injured like that because he does.
He was hurt at the end of last season.
Yes, but he wasn't hurt from sliding head first.
And
whether you pull a groin, a hamstring, or get a concussion, it's a result of you doing something.
All of these quarterbacks have been hurt in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Patrick Mahomes' whole fucking kneecap popped out from running. Like, anything can happen when you take off running.
Jimmy G broke his ankle.
Yeah, but who's at a higher risk of getting injury while running? Patrick Mahomes or Justin Fields?
Either one.
Right now, neither one.
You can't say either one. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't say either one.
Because this
somebody who exposes themselves
not running near as much.
In the game of football, you can say either one.
In the game of, but if I do it more than you, the numbers would say I am at a higher risk. Correct?
It
doesn't matter
because
in this
you can look at.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't because statistically, quarterbacks get hurt more in the pocket than they do outside of the pocket when they're mobile. That's a statistical fact.
So if he's in the pocket and out of the pocket at the same time, so who's at a higher risk? The dude who's at risk on both ends, or the one who's at risk mostly on one end?
The dude who's at risk mostly in the pocket. That's what the numbers say. Literally.
No.
That's what the numbers say. The numbers say if a quarterback who is known to stay in the pocket more than he is known to extend the play or be mobile or get outside the pocket is known to get hurt more.
Is that really? Who's been hurt more? Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson? Who's been hurt more? Justin Herbert or Lamar Jackson?
As far as what, serious injuries?
Who's been hurt more? Lamar Jackson or Justin Herbert?
Well, can you really call what Lamar Jackson was last year hurt?
I don't care. From the start of his career till now, who's been hurt more?
Lamar's been hurt more.
Lamar's been hurt more.
Who's been hurt more? Lamar Jackson?
Justin Herbert
is in the pocket, and they have not been hurt as much as Lamar Jackson.
Justin Herbert is not a full-on pocket passer.
Okay, who's been hurt more? Mac Jones, or Lamar Jackson?
You can't use Mac Jones. The Patriots don't pass the ball enough.
But he stands now. But see how you're making excuses now.
But how is that an excuse when that applies to the question?
You said pocket passer. I'm giving you pocket passers.
Mac Jones ain't no pocket passer. He is that nigga is a turnaround and hand off the ball. They don't pass the ball. You literally could have said anybody. You could have said Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is more of a pocket passer than Lamar Jackson. And guess what? Baker Mayfield got hurt.
He got hurt doing what? Sitting in the pocket or running?
Both.
He got hurt sitting in the pocket.
He got hurt running the ball. He fucked up his shoulder as he was running the ball.
He fucked up his shoulder when he rolled out of the pocket, but he has some other injuries prior to that. He has that ankle injury. He got fucked up when he was in the pocket.
He fucked up his shoulder.
He walked from running out of the pocket.
At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you're doing playing the game of football. There is a chance that you're going to get hurt, whether you're in the pocket or out of the pocket.
But if you do something more than someone else does, which running for a quarterback is not a natural thing. So if you have a quarterback who ran the ball almost 200 times as a running back, not as a quarterback, as a running back, he is more prone to getting hurt than a regular standard in the pocket passing quarterback or a quarterback who is going to occasionally run at times. He puts himself in harm's way.
He didn't put himself in harm's way. He didn't have a choice. His protection.
Whether he has a choice or not,
he didn't have the protection. This man
did they not have designed run plays for him?
The most sacked quarterback last year.
They did.
Like the reason why Anthony Richardson is out is because he ran the ball too much.
And he dove head first.
He doesn't know how to protect himself.
Yeah, he dove head first. There's a big difference.
Exactly. But my point is because he at that point in time he switched from quarterback to runner, so he's not going to think like a quarterback.
But
that's the problem with Justin Fields. They're trying to get Justin Fields.
Mostly thinks like a quarterback when they run like I'm gonna run as
far
as I can and I'm
day,
gonna slide my ass feet.
You're
first.
supposed to always think like a quarterback, meaning get your stupid ass down. If you protect yourself like you're applicable.
But this is what they're trying. This is what the transition for Justin Fields is. What they're trying to do. They're trying to tell him you have DJ Moore on the outside. You have the tight end. You got fucking Chase Claypool.
No,
let's try to get these dudes the ball.
You have all those players, and you're not wrong. But
and
again,
how can they get them the ball
when the competent play calling?
Exactly. How can they get him
the
ball when they're running routes into the coverage?
Like we broken this film down and looked at this. Like their routes are terrible. The play design is terrible. Like we broke this film. I broke it down for y'all last week. Like I watched this game just because that was our homework. The play design is absolutely terrible.
And they did it again.
They're sitting back in zone coverage, and the receivers are running into the zone coverage. Like
they did it again.
Justin Fields a single window to throw the ball into.
Hold on. I'll give you an example. Prime example. They literally did it again this past game against the Bucks, bro. They did it again. They ran a screen in a freaking third down situation.
And the nickel was sitting there.
This nigga's sitting there. They get a fucking penalty. Luckily,
on the screen, because I know exactly what play because they got blown the fuck up.
They get a lucky fucking penalty, right? That goes against the Bears. That backs them the fuck up. These niggas run the same play. The same exact play to the same side.
Out the window. Like that's the only. If I had to give Justin Fields any excuse, it's just play calling. And that's all I'm advocating for is give him a competent play caller. If he still fucks up, like if he had Kyle Shanahan and he still fucked up, get his ass out the league. But he has no competent play calling. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Give him a fair shot at competent play calling. Because at least Zach Wilson has Nathaniel Hackett, who's a better play caller than a head coach. He's at least that. We'll give him that. But like that's that.
But he only has Nathaniel Hackett because Aaron Rodgers is there.
No, yes, and you're not wrong. But the point is not the fact; it's the principle of the situation. You gave a quarter. Who was their play caller last year in New York? Because it wasn't Nathaniel Hackett. It was somebody we don't even know anymore. Because
it was Brian LaFleur.
And Ryan LaFleur was not a good offensive coordinator.
But they still said Zach Wilson is ass.
They did because he had immaturity issues, which is different, which is actually not too different because they both did immature things. The difference is they both had bad press conferences and one said one thing worse than the other. One didn't take accountability for on the field. The other one's trying to blame coaching. So they're both having this whole immaturity issue going on.
Yeah, but then how you feel about one is totally different than how you feel about the other.
No, because I feel the way I feel about Zach Wilson simply because Zach Wilson came into the league with competent receivers and with competent running backs. And
competent receivers when he didn't defense.
And you know I don't feel that way about
If you
Zach
switch
Wilson.
the two quarterbacks, the Jets would still be successful right now because Zach Wilson
Who
came into
was
a
his
team that was at
confident
least
receivers when he
confident with
first came
Fields.
into the league?
Justin Fields had next to nothing when he came into the league, obviously because the Bears
Name
were
the receivers that were the receivers that Zach Wilson had his rookie season.
he at least had veteran receivers that had been 1,000-yard receivers previously.
Who were they?
I'm going to pull up the roster. Hold you flipping horses. He was there 2 years ago.
The best receiver he had was Jamison Crowder.
And Jamison Crowder was a great receiver in New York. And you know this being a New York
Jamison Crowder is a third or fourth receiver on every NFL team.
But he was a competent receiver that could catch passes. And then they also drafted you also drafted Garrett Wilson finally. You had
Garrett Wilson was in the second season.
But you also then you had a terrible. We ain't gonna talk about Le'Veon Bell because he was irrelevant. But we don't know what Le'Veon Bell was at that point.
Le'Veon was basically a rapper at that point.
It was a 2021 roster. On
Like the Jets and the Bears are the exact same team with young quarterbacks going through the exact same thing, but we criticize one and still have hope for the other.
I have hope for both. I want both to genuinely succeed, honestly. Because I think, like I tell you all the time, Mel, I don't think Zach Wilson is a bad quarterback. I believe Zach Wilson is I believe Zach Wilson is a good quarterback, and he in the same position that Justin Fields is in. Can he get somebody who knows how to run an offense? I think he is as well. And I think the problem with Justin is
he had Keelan Cole and Corey Davis, and Corey Davis was a number 2 receiver in Tennessee his rookie year. So again, he just
quit.
It doesn't matter. The point is I'm just saying the fact of what he came into. That's my whole thing is what he yes, he had Michael Carter, who was a rookie at the time, but Carter still gave you not too bad production as a running back goes. His other receivers was Braxton Berrios, a decent slot receiver who is at least fast enough to get open. And I don't even know who Tariq Black is.
But all of those things don't matter if you don't have what?
Competent
an offensive coordinator who knows how to use that shit.
Which is the same exact thing he's dealing with the Justin Fields is dealing with, like the same.
But that's the point that I'm making is that everybody's quick to call Zach Wilson a bum, but they're not doing that for Justin Fields, and they're going through the exact same thing.
Well, I think it's different for Justin slightly because when you look at his production last year and then look at his production this year, obviously they're asking him to do something different. Yes, we get that, but it's like they're asking him to do something different and they're trying to take away from his game at the same time.
They're asking him to be uncomfortable. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but you can make adjustments as you go. They didn't tell Lamar stop running. Now, granted, say what you want about the injury stuff. Yes, the injury stuff happened, but
they cut him back. Lamar did not run the ball.
But they gave him the running backs to do that.
Yeah, and they gave him the free reign to
actually run.
He's always had the running backs there. He's never not had a running back.
I can't confidently say that because his running backs are always hurt.
Yeah.
His running backs are literally always seriously injured.
And now J.K. Dobbins is done probably for a very long time. But he also has had Mark Andrews his whole career, which we know this, being the football guys we know. A rookie quarterback loves their tight ends. Not a lot of quarterbacks get a guy like Mark Andrews as their safety blanket, who is probably one of the most reliable safety blankets you could ask for a young quarterback.
Mahomes.
Yeah, but even them, even Lamar understands he can't keep running the way that he does. He has to throw the ball.
But at the same time,
the Bears are looking at it as
competent people to throw to until they finally pulled. When they finally brought in Marquise Brown, we thought things would take off, and then that didn't pan out because Marquise Brown is just a take the top off guy. He's not a run the whole route.
But that's what the Bears are doing now. The Bears are like, bro, we brought DJ Moore in for a reason.
You did, but you're not matching the play calling with the skill players you have.
Exactly. Like you brought him in for a reason, but you're not using him correctly at all.
There's plenty of film on what routes work phenomenally well for DJ
Moore. You can't. I'm not going to buy that. I'm not going to buy that DJ Moore is not getting open. I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not saying that he's not getting open all the time.
We're saying that you're not using
what they want him to do.
Yeah, you're not using him in the right or in the way in which it capitalizes on his strengths. You're trying to put him in places and trying to scheme up him and trying to scheme him to get open.
I don't care if you got to sit in the fucking huddle and be like, dude, what you looking at?
Hold on, right? Hold on, because they can do that, right? They can do that easily, right? They can just be like, oh yeah, sure, get him the ball, but that's not going to translate to wins. That's going to translate to DJ Moore and Justin Fields having a lot of motherfucking yards together, but that's not going to translate to wins. Like let's just keep it.
We don't know what it's going to do because he's not doing nothing.
We seen it last year with Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. We see it all the damn time when you have a star quarterback or you have a quarterback that people want to be a star and a star receiver. And yeah, the numbers look great, but it's not translating to shit. Why is it not translating to shit? It's because
there's more factors involved in that than just that. It's the defense is ass, defense is ass.
Exactly.
We're not talking about the defense. We're talking about Justin Fields looking like a competent quarterback. He does not look like a competent quarterback.
That's my point. It's hard to look like a competent
you're talking about wins and losses. You can lose and look like a competent quarterback.
I'm trying to tie it all in. Hold on. Let me finish, big dog. Let me finish, okay? When you don't have everything that everybody else has, it's hard to look like a competent quarterback. If you want to sit up there and just say, get DJ Moore the ball, bet. That works, right? But to me, that doesn't show confidence. That just means you know how to fucking listen. All right, get him the ball. Bet, that's what I'm doing. But I'm not doing shit else to help us win the game.
Look, Kirk Cousins knows on third and long, it don't matter if Jettis is covered by 8 motherfuckers. Guess where the ball is going?
I'm not throwing Jettis the ball if he's covered by 2 people. That's fucking stupid.
Hey, they beat the Bills off a play like that.
Yes, they did. But
off a luck play.
That works. But that works very rarely.
But you have to give those guys a chance.
You do, but at the same time,
I don't talk my shit off luck. I talk my shit off scheme.
But at the same time,
you can't scheme everything, bro. Sometimes you just gotta tell your playmakers, you gotta make me a play, bro.
But that's absolutely correct.
You said what you said about Kirk having Justin Jefferson, but he also has TJ Hawkinson. He also had Dalvin Cook. And Alexander Madison and KJ.
I'm talking about wide receiver, quarterback. Yes, don't give me all the extra shit because what I'm saying is there are points in the game where you just have to look at your dude on the outside and be like, nigga, make me a play. He doesn't do that.
But you still have to do the other things to open that up. Because what happens, and it happens all the time, when you start double teaming or bracketed coverage in that guy and you start throwing interceptions, now what's the conversation?
Well, see, what you're doing right now is now you're giving excuses on why he don't do nothing. I'm just telling you there are certain situations. I'm not saying all situations. He's not even doing that.
They're not putting DJ Moore in the spots for Justin to do that, or for DJ to even do that. If you're going to put him and constantly, if you watch the film and you constantly put him in the slot and you know that's not his strong suit to where now he can get bracketed by the nickel, by the linebacker and the safety. And you don't have confidence in Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney is a so-and-so. What are we going to do? What is Justin legitimately to do when your coach is constantly putting the star person who you say that he wants to?
Look. All I hear is bullshit. All I hear is bullshit because Joshua Dobbs got to the Cardinals 3 weeks ago, and that motherfucker put up 38 points and a half against the Giants.
Yeah, and Dobbs has been in the league a whole lot longer than Justin Fields, too.
But who's a better quarterback, Joshua Dobbs or Justin Fields?
It remains to be seen at this point.
Because Josh Dobbs just got to the Cardinals 2 days before his first start, and he still went out and beat Washington.
And Baker Mayfield beat the Raiders after 48 hours. So what?
And in 3 years, Justin Fields still looks like he doesn't know how to play quarterback.
And why is that?
Because he's not a good quarterback. It has nothing to do with play calling.
Because of
he's
coaching.
Not good.
You can say
he's
because
not
of
good.
coaching. You can say because of coaching. Like
he's not good.
Jets. You literally just said it
not
for the Jets.
If he's not good, then
not good.
Wilson.
If he's not good, then Zach Wilson can't be good.
But look, if that's what you want to say, then fine. Neither one of them are good. But Justin Fields sucks.
I would still
I'd take him better than Zach Wilson
first because at least his legs give me a floor to operate off of.
Joe, how many games did the Bears win last year?
2, I believe.
They're on a 12-game losing streak currently right now. He's not a good quarterback.
And what about the Jets?
I don't care about the Jets. This is about Justin Fields.
It's the same thing. You literally just said it's the same thing. Zach
I
Wilson.
wanted to draw a comparison because if everybody is going to say that Zach Wilson should not be playing, then Justin Fields should sit his ass down too.
You know, I believe you have to have coaching along with your quarterback. You can't just sit up there and throw your franchise quarterback or any quarterback out there and be like, "Yep, hey, go out there and do what the fuck you do."
Notice how you only do this. We don't. Look, they traded away Trey Lance. Baker Mayfield got traded away. Every other quarterback in these situations get traded away.
That's
why
does
he get the benefit of the doubt?
And it seems like Baker being traded was the best thing for him.
I don't care what the result is now. I'm asking what was the sum to make that happen.
Honestly, and Baker isn't even. I feel like Baker's an outlier, right? Because everybody in the world knew that man was hurt, and he's still like legitimately injured. Okay?
Definitely should have sat his ass down.
Hold on.
My point for all of this is I don't care about the injury. They said he wasn't good enough.
No, that's the thing. They were trying to equate him not being good enough because he was going out there playing bad. Why was he playing bad? Because of his injury. And everybody wanted to ignore the fact that he was injured. They wanted to say he was playing bad. Oh, Baker's horrible.
But they didn't care. All they cared about what they saw on the field, correct?
And do you want to know why they didn't care? Do you want to know why they didn't care?
Why?
Because he was out there playing with an injury. And we all know, if you're on the field, you're allowed to be what? Evaluated, no matter what.
Okay, so why aren't we evaluating Justin Fields?
Who's not evaluating Justin Fields?
You're making excuses saying it's other people when it's not him.
No, I'm not. I literally said when I started this that everybody acknowledges that Justin is playing bad, but you have to add all the other factors. That's quite literally what I said. You have to add all the factors. It's like I've been stout on this since I've started talking sports, bro. It's not just the quarterback, and I've been stout on that. When everybody sat there last year and tried to blame Derek Carr, who was the one person who sat there and said you can't blame all this team success or all the team failure on the quarterback. That was me. It's the same tune now. If you're gonna sit up there and tell me that
the Derek Carr situation, and the Justin Fields situations are not the same. The Raiders were losing games. The Raiders were losing games because the defense sucks. And it had nothing to do with Derek Carr.
Is Chicago's defense good?
Nope.
Yeah, but when your team isn't scoring points, whose problem is that? Is that the quarterback's problem?
That's not only the quarterback's problem, but that's the offensive coordinator and the head coach's problem as well. That's everybody's problem. Everybody should be thinking about in the field room, thinking, how the fuck can we score? How can we put points on board? They're not sitting there looking at.
How many quarterbacks do you know can go on a 12-game losing streak and keep their job?
Oh no, we don't. You don't know what we're doing? Damn, that's crazy. Like, and then not to mention calling plays that are specifically that are specifically out of his comfort zone. When you can literally do the same shit that you were doing last year, except amplified because now you have a DJ Moore. Now you have a healthy Darnell Mooney. Now you have a young rookie in Rashawn Johnson who can stretch the field, right? Now you have two solid running backs who can bruise the defense. Why not do that? That's what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying that, it's all the. No, I'm saying if you have a guy who literally had this recipe last year, we've known him for that last year, right? We know he can run the ball. All right, bet. Now let's get a guy in. Bet we go get DJ Moore. Now let's simplify the offense for him. Boom, quick routes. Boom, timing routes. Boom, like you said, get your guy the ball instead of having our guys run 5, 10, fucking 15, 20 yards up the field, running into coverage.
He's not accurate. He's not an accurate quarterback.
Okay, and that's the reason why you simplify the offense and bring it down. Why are we running levels at 10, 15, 20 yards when you don't trust his accuracy? Is that competent coaching? Is that good coaching? Because that goes into it. You can't sit up there and
you can have bad coaching
that makes him look accurate.
So we can say that it's bad coaching, and we have a bad quarterback on top of it.
Fine. That's fine, but he's still just like Zach Wilson got a chance after he said the shit he said and went through his immaturity thing. That's the same concept. Like, give both of them something that they can actually benefit from. Now Zach Wilson had Aaron Rodgers to learn from, like, and he's gotten somewhat better. You actually said this yourself that he showed improvement.
Right, but yeah, he's gotten better. But the thing about it is they didn't invest because even with the Dallas game, everybody's like, "Oh, well, he threw the 3 interceptions." I'm like, "Yeah, but he wasn't." The goal was to never. Zach Wilson was never prepped to play this season.
No, but most teams that are even a team like Green Bay, even a team like the Chiefs had a competent backup whenever Mahomes had to go down for a little bit.
Yeah, but Chad Henne been in the league for 12 years.
Yeah,
That's all Chad Henne has known.
But you still have to prepare because when you brought in Aaron Rodgers, you knew for a fact 2 things for certain. Aaron Rodgers has an injury history, and it didn't happen until he got to about age 34, 35 when his injury started happening.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers don't miss games, though.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying simply is, as the Jets, you put all your eggs in one basket and you fucked up. Because you
and it's 2 totally different offenses when you got Aaron Rodgers in there and when you got Zach Wilson.
It is, but as the hell is that guy's name? Nathaniel Hackett, he still should have had all right, here's a simplified playbook on the off chance Zach Wilson has to play. Because you already know Zach Wilson because he's in your quarterback room. So you at least have to have something ready for him to go. But they tried to run against the Cowboys game, and I don't really hold the Cowboys game completely against Zach Wilson. He was kind of just the way it broke down. Two of those interceptions actually aren't entirely on him. I still think Josh Allen's way worse throwing his picks than anything else. But you still could have had a more simplified playbook because you have the weapons to take advantage of it. You've got 2 solid running backs and you've got a solid receiver where you can, and actually you have a slightly above average tight end.
Yeah, but we talked about this. When you have stupid head coaches do stupid shit.
100%.
Breece Hall carried the ball 4 times against the Cowboys.
And that was inexcusable.
Fields has carried the ball twice in 3 games. That's not a problem?
Like, it's stupid. So we just gotta what they have to do. This is where I stand. I don't trust Ohio State quarterbacks. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't trust the Bears and their organization to make the right decisions for their team. So we're at an impasse right now. It's like, is Justin Fields a franchise quarterback? Nobody knows. But based off what we have seen for 3 years, he's not that guy. And maybe he needs to go and leave. Maybe they need to trade him and go somewhere else.
And the reason why I've been so stout is because I've never said that he is one. I said that I've always felt that he can be one with the right system or with the right coaching, right? And everybody, you need the right system. You need the right pieces around you, whether that be coaching, whether that be offense, whether that be defense, in order for a quarterback to succeed. We've seen it time and time again. The only outliers, I can't even say real life is really an outlier because just look at how he passes for a lot of yards and passes for a lot of numbers, but look at his success. Is Justin Herbert, right? That's probably one of the only, as far as recently, one of the only outliers we can say, like, damn, no fucking competent head coach. Defense is consistently inconsistent, but the offense is fire, and that boy puts up a lot of motherfucking numbers. But at the same time, it's like, damn, what is he?
Yeah, but his incompetent coach fucks him over all the time too.
Exactly. And they have the most expensive defense that is not generating any kind of stops or turnovers.
But my point is, with Justin, I feel like we can't with all these young quarterbacks, it doesn't matter who it is, you can't judge them too fast, especially if they're going to a situation that was already fucked up. Right? It's not like they were a Patrick Mahomes that walked into a beautiful situation where you had Alex Smith and you had all these weapons and fucking Andy Reid and everybody was just lovely and it's just a great old time here. Nah, you walk into a fucked up situation and they're asking you to be Superman and fucking save it. And you looking around like, hold on, wait. I ain't got the Justice League with me, gang. Like, it's just me.
That's the thing. When when you get drafted by a team in the top 10, you know you go into some bullshit.
That's true. And it's not fair.
Normally, if you're drafted to shit, it eventually gets better, i.e. Jacksonville.
If you have a
Jacksonville was a
competent
trash team
front
when they
office,
drafted
like
when they
Jacksonville.
drafted Trevor Lawrence, it was terrible, but they brought in a quarterback's off-minded head coach who can groom quarterbacks. So you got now, and we knew Trevor Lawrence was already a pretty damn good college quarterback, but he got a coach that made him better. They kind of unlocked him, if you will. Kind of how we talk about with Lincoln Riley and Jalen Hurts, and then he goes on to, move on to Eagles and all that stuff like that happened. So there's a situation where they did it the right way. You had a quarterback that was drafted to a terrible team. They survived the Urban Meyer instance that was fucking terrible, and then you brought in an actual competent head coach who won a Super Bowl, and they started to turn things around. Now, I think personally that and here's why it's probably going to happen. Justin Fields is probably going to get traded this offseason. Why? Because the Bears are going to have 2 picks in the top 10 in a relatively deep quarterback class this upcoming season. So I could see Justin Fields being traded 100%. And there'll be nothing wrong with that. And the only problem is I hope that if he does get traded, he gets traded to a competent organization with a competent coach that can actually groom him accordingly. That's where I stand on that. We've spent like 45 minutes on this, and we ain't even talked about the worst part of this situation.
Y'all go deep. Go ahead. I'm going to jump back in a minute. I got to make my rounds real quick. I'll be back.
For sure. To close it out, honestly, I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of defensive coaches, defensive-minded coaches getting paired up with offensive players. Like I'm sick and tired of that shit. Right. And then everybody wants to blame the offensive player because he's not succeeding because they have a fucking defensive fucking head coach and and then they have somebody that they want to appoint to offensive coordinator that doesn't really know what the fuck they're doing because they're taking pointers or because they're taking commands from the fucking head coach who's a defensive guy. He doesn't know any offensive schemes or can't scheme up things specifically on the offense. Yeah. That's going to make his quarterback shine. I'm fucking sick of it. Go out there and get some innovative fucking offensive coordinators or innovative offensive minds and stop setting up these young quarterbacks to fail because it's not
like if you're going to be a defensive head coach, then you better bring in a motherfucking genius at offensive coordinator so you don't even have to touch the offense
at all. I don't have to look over there because I know he got it.
Yeah, right. Like that's the issue that you're running into, and you're like,
I just don't get it. But to get to the craziness, I guess, that is happening in Chicago at the moment, the Bears DC is resigning or has resigned.
Resigned / got fired.
Got fired / got raided.
Well, the raid apparently did not happen. So as of more recent reports, and even Peanut Tillman came out and was like, "Hey man, why y'all putting my name on some shit that I didn't
like don't be out here saying I'm attached to shit, bro. That wasn't us, dog. Don't play with me."
Like that was dirty. They put that man name on some shit because we were talking about it in the chat, and I was like, "Hold on, y'all put this man name in there," and he ain't even, he actually really had nothing to do with that, which is fucking crazy. But
and it's honestly like, especially when you regarding like somebody like Charles Tillman, right? Somebody who used to play, who everybody knows, went into the FBI, but essentially attaching his name to something like this that could be dangerous for his family, So like we can't be overzealous and be like, oh well, it was Peanut Tillman and his crew. Like, nah, bro, like y'all gotta relax on that. Y'all should probably get the whole story before you go out and put his name out there and implicate his family or implicate him in something that he's not even part of. But honestly, this explains a lot. This explains why the Chicago Bears defense can't stop a fucking tear.
Because their coach ain't focused.
Because he obviously thinking about some other things, right? Like I really don't understand what I don't know.
To be honest, I'm not gonna speak too much on it because I really do want the whole story to come out. Because I don't this shit came out of left field. No pun intended on the field. But it was just like, what? Like your D coordinator just all of a sudden just fucking resigned / got fired?
Yeah.
Like, miss me with that. Like, what the fuck really going on?
And that's like for me, it's the confusing part is there's no reason why the defense should look like this when you guys went out and got so many defensive acquisitions to the point where now it should look a lot better.
You literally had the most salary cap space, you and the Falcons, and the Falcons look better
tremendously. They 2-0.
Like that shit's crazy.
Like Falcons 2-0.
And they made some sneaky acquisitions defensively in the offseason that a lot of people kind of it went over their head. and they look marketably better. Granted, and funny, we talked about coaching, head coaching, and quarterbacking. They're finally starting to let Desmond Ridder be a quarterback.
I mean,
instead of just a professional hand the ball offer. And look what's happening. Drake London made an appearance last week.
Oh my God.
Kyle Pitts made some goddamn catches. Oh my God. It's amazing what happens when you throw the fucking ball.
It's amazing what happens when you let your young quarterback be them. Last year you have Justin Fields being him. Now you trying to turn him into some fucking android, and you're seeing why it's not working. Last year Desmond Ridder looked like a fucking middle schooler, a goddamn high schooler out there. He looked terrified. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Last year he looked absolutely spooked to be on the field. This year you see the swag, you see the confidence, you see him vocal, you see him yelling on the sideline, getting turned up. Like,
I mean, let's be real. If I had Kyle Pitts and Drake London and Bijan and
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, like I'm
talking big shit.
Listen, I'm gonna be more confident than Deion Sanders if that's the kind of weapons I know I'm throwing the goddamn balls. And I got Tyler Algier, who was a 1,000-yard rusher last year.
Yeah,
I'm like, I got two of them things.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm talking big shit. I'm talking big shit.
No, big shit popping, little shit stopping. To quote T.I. one time, you know what I'm saying? Like, we
absolutely,
like that. Like, fuck
absolutely.
you mean?
Yeah,
and
no,
look,
like
I said,
Desmond,
Desmond, listen to me. You better get it together, because I'm telling you, I said it. I'm gonna keep saying it. Don't let Atlanta fuck around and draft Shedeur Sanders.
Hey,
I said what I said. I've been saying it. I'm gonna stand on it until it happens. I know what his daddy said. He's gonna be back in Colorado next year. I'm just saying. If you look at the top 10, there's also look. I'm gonna play this game because I was looking ahead, right? I was looking at the Tankathon and shit, and I was like, you know, there's a chance that Shedeur could fall to like the 10th spot. You know who got the 10th pick in the draft? Tentatively, as it currently stands, the fucking Vikings. Just imagine that for a second.
God damn it.
Sanders, Justin Jefferson. Just saying.
Jordan Addison. Oh, goodness.
So,
let me
listen. So it actually changed just a little bit. I pulled up the official. This is currently what is looking at based on the current records. The number 1 pick would currently go to Denver, and then Chicago. The Chargers would have the 3rd pick, which I just think is fucking bananas. Minnesota will be 4th. So you could take Shedeur at 4th, or if Denver just falls on this fucking sword, if Denver was to draft Shedeur Sanders with Sean Payton and Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton and Jam Williams and all that, I'm just,
that would be so fucking gross.
So Arizona's got the 5th pick because they got it from Houston. Cincinnati will be at 6. New England will be at 7, which that's going to change. New England's going to get their heads out of their ass. Arizona would also have the 8th pick. Chicago would have the 9th pick. So they would have the 2nd and the 9th pick. So that's 2 picks in the first 10 picks. So you could realistically trade Justin Fields and draft a new quarterback. Now, that would mean that you're going to essentially draft like Drake May, Bo Nix. I would consider, this might be fucking blasphemy when I'm about to say this, I might consider bringing Kyler Murray in. And my first, and these 2 draft picks here, because you have slightly above average receivers already in Chicago. I would consider these 2 picks for Chicago. Well, obviously, you got to give up you might not have to give up a 1st-round pick to get Kyler from them. They want to bump that salary anyway. But you go ahead and go offensive line. You go offensive line and you go edge rusher. You got to bring in somebody to generate pressure. But you bring in the top left tackle and you bring in one of the best edge rushers because you probably can if those 2 picks. And you start to build something. Not impossible. Just kind of speaking ahead. We'll talk about this. I have a whole website. It's called Tankathon. Like, that's exactly what it's called. So I'll be watching this all season long. As we get closer to it, we're going to make a lot more sense. But
I mean, because it does definitely make sense, man. And honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Justin would get traded and go to another team.
Because if Arizona ends up in the in the Williams sweepstakes, the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, then there's no room for Kyler. So you got to trade him. But you're probably not going to get a 1st-round pick for him because of that contract. Because I'm like, listen, fam, you want me to get this salary off you? I'm like, I give you a 4th. Because your salary is a 1st-rounder and then some.
Yep.
So I'm just,
I mean, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be mad at it, honestly. Like, I'm not. Like I said, sometimes a new you know, a change of scenery is needed for especially for a young quarterback, right?
Yeah, and I think it would definitely be beneficial for a quarterback. Like I think Justin Fields would be good for a change of scenery.
Yeah,
and I think Kyler would be too. Like I don't like. What's crazy is like I don't hate Kyler. I like Kyler a lot. I don't like some of the things that Kyler does because Kyler is very immature. He's very immature. He's not a leader entirely. He's like a half-ass leader. He's like a leader when he wants to be. He's probably a better squad leader on Call of Duty than he is an actual leader on in the NFL locker room.
I don't doubt that at all.
Like my man probably is A1 on the headset game. Like
on the headset for sure. On the sticks,
you got you know on your motherfucking helmet, bro. I need you to do the same shit. Like command this goddamn offense like you would a squad on COD one time for the one time, and you know things will get better. But anyway, I digress because we've talked enough about the Bears and all this other shit.
And young
quarterback. I want before we address the rest of this, I want to start with this, and I want to address all these fuck ass social media gangsters out there. All of y'all that's out there wishing bad harm and praising NFL players being injured. Hey man, fuck each and every last one of y'all because that shit ain't cool. That's how these players, no matter what the sport is, no matter how you truly feel about them, that is how they make their living and put food on their table and take care of their families and their kids. You should not be celebrating when these individuals get injured like that. And right now I'm talking about the Trayvon Diggs situation because I saw a ton of people on social media. I saw people in my own friends group on Facebook, and I was half tempted to block them. I'm like, bro, you can't wish that kind of bad on somebody and be happy about it. Like the fuck? This man just got generational wealth type money, and now he out for the season. We say what we say about Trayvon Diggs, but it revolves around the football field. It ain't got nothing else. What the fuck Trayvon Diggs does when he leaves the football field, I don't know because I don't invest that hard. I care about what you do on the football field. And what he did on the football field, yes, he has got 18 interceptions leading the league since he came in. Fantastic. But we also know the flip side of that. That man has given up a ton of yards. So there's two sides of this equation here. But this year was going to be great for him because he got paired with Stephon Gilmore, a defensive player of the year, a champion, a player who knows. Like Gilly Lock is like that. Gilly is literally like that.
Still like that for everybody who wants to.
And at the age, Gilly's 32?
Yep.
And still like that. Now, I hate the fact that the pressure is really on him now because, you know, him getting up there in age, you know, you don't want to put that much on him. But if anybody can handle it, it's Gilly. Why? Because Gilly played New England. And if you dealt with Bill Belichick on the defensive side of the ball, you can handle anything. Point blank, period.
And to speak on that a little bit, right? If you're one of these guys that wants to celebrate, you know, somebody getting injured, like you're literally the lowest of the low, right? And coming from somebody who was actually torn a knee, right, and was looked at as supposed to be a game changer, a team changer, and for the season to be cut short so early, like y'all don't understand the mental gymnastics that people go through, not only when they get hurt initially, but just during recovery. Like recovery is the hardest part. Getting surgery is easy, bro. You can go to your sleep the whole time. Recovery is the hardest part, and like it's the support system. Like a lot of people don't understand that fans, they're important. When you have people that are rooting for you to get back, not just people that are in your regular smegular group that you see every single day, but the people that you don't see every single day and that you don't hear of every single day when you're out at the store. And hey, I hope you get better faster, bro. We need you on the field, bro. Like I really hope you get better fast. Like that type shit from random people, that shit literally makes recovery go so much better. And people don't understand that when you guys issue these insensitive ass comments because you're so tied into sports and you're so intertwined into something that you love. And trust me, I get it, right? We both get it. We're both sport heads. We both football heads. We both coach. We both have been playing sports our whole damn lives. But that we're not going to sit up here and disrespect somebody's family, disrespect somebody because we're so tied into the game that we can't sit up there and empathize with another human being that's going through something.
100%. My dislike for all things Cowboys is not the players. It is the fans. I can't stand Cowboys fans. All right.
Absolutely.
My mama is a Cowboys fan. My mom is the most rational Cowboys fan I've ever met in my life. She will tell you in a heartbeat when that motherfucking team is trash. Like my mom is very, very rational, very objective. But I've also met them fans that are so delusional that you feel like they drunk 24 ever.
Man.
Like talking to them, especially now. Oh yeah, we undefeated this our year. All right.
Okay.
Don't lose to Arizona this week because I'm on your head.
Oh,
on your head if y'all lose to Arizona this week.
Oh, I'm loud.
I'm on y'all head.
Oh, I'm so loud. And
I'm going straight. Look, Listen, Inside the Huddle will go motherfucking live if that shit happens.
The night it happened, the day it happened.
Just so we can get on y'all ass.
Just so. But and speaking on this, right? I wanted to make another point about this, right? Because I seen some rather disgusting comments or messages from some fans that happen to be part of the Vikings. And I get it, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people we're into this fantasy thing, and you know what I'm saying, a lot of people they do it for money, whatever the case may be. But bro, at the end of the day, and this is somebody who's been playing fantasy for over 15 years, okay? Disrespectfully, fuck you and your fantasy team. Okay?
Yep.
Straight up. And your whole league. All right. Because if you want to sit up there and shit talk somebody because they had a bad day and you didn't score enough points for your fantasy to the point where you want to call them racial slurs, yeah. You deserve everything.
I hope your Wi-Fi go out so you can't set your lineup so you lose the rest of your games.
Yep. I hope your phone breaks like internally to the point where the screen goes black. It still comes on, but the screen goes black so you can never set your lineup that week. And I hope you get blown the fuck out.
I hope your account gets hacked so somebody can just drop all your star players and trade them away for terrible ass picks.
I hope you go 0-18 in the season and lose all the money that you forked up. Honestly, you know what? Nah. I got a better one. I hope your league gets deleted. The whole league gets deleted. I hope there's some type of hack, there's some type of problem, a glitch with the app, and your whole league is gone.
Chat GPT, I hope you're listening. Chat GPT. Go on and delete that whole league that they got going on.
Yep. That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah. So there's that. Right. So let's talk about something that I'm a big fan of. And it's things getting sappy.
I heard.
I watched the video because Rich Eisen kind of broke this without breaking this. So Rich Eisen was talking to Dion, and Dion was like, he talked about, would you ever have Warren Sapp on your coaching staff? And he was like, I want him on my staff next year. So Rich Eisen, ironically, a month later, about 3 weeks or so later, had Warren Sapp on the Rich Eisen show. If you don't watch the Rich Eisen show, I'm telling you right now, you're missing out on a hidden gem.
Definitely.
So he's talking to Sapp, and he tells Sapp what Dion said, and he's like, how you feel about that? He said, listen, and this is what Sapp said, what I tell you, I'm going to go get my degree, and I'm going to ask Dion for a job.
He did say that. I got
my degree. That's what he said.
He did say that.
On the X app, go check it out. It's there. Or just go watch the Rich Eisen show because it's there too. And you'll hear this. Do not be surprised if in 2024 season, the Warren Sapp is on this staff. Just don't be surprised. And if it's the case, I'm just saying, say what you have, whatever your opinions are about Warren Sapp, the football mind of Warren Sapp is a beautiful thing.
It's one of the most top, and I get it, right? I get how he looks, and I get how he talks, and I get how he acts. You know what I'm saying? But he's a dude straight out the country,
dude, man. Let that
straight out the country. Let him be him. A lot of country
man got a whole ass dip in his mouth when he on the field, like.
And don't say nothing to him about it, okay? Because he gonna go sack the quarterback 3 times. That's what we need. We didn't ask him to do all that.
Warren Sapp was a literal game wrecker.
Literally,
listen, prime for prime. I'm taking Warren Sapp over Aaron Donald, prime for prime. I'm telling you that right the fuck now.
Easily.
Warren Sapp was unblockable.
Easily. And that easily, that goes out to all you guys that think Aaron Donald is the best defensive player to ever play the game. Because
that's false.
That episode is coming where I'm going to cook y'all like Bobby Flay. I'm not even gonna cap. But I just think it's scary, bro. Honestly, I think it's scary. Like when you have somebody in that tenacity, have somebody with that type of football mind, controlling, coaching, helping thrive and learn that D line, it's going to be scary. Not to mention, there's an interview going around with I think he's one of their assistant coaches, but he has like his own podcast with a few of the other guys, and he's like a super intense coach. And, he was telling a story about how Shedeur, he's spitting out blood because he got cheap shot or whatever the case may be. And he was talking about the Travis Hunter hit, which was a dirty hit, by the way, as a safety. That's a dirty ass hit. He said, like, he didn't say it to his lineman, like, off rip at that moment, but he said, like, I know they watch my podcast, so I'm saying it to them indirectly, but directly, right? And he was referring how Shedeur, when it was the only one that went up to the safety, you know, got in his face after hitting his boy, and he was like, man, fuck all that. All y'all should be like that. Every single fucking one of y'all should be surrounding him, and he should think that y'all finna beat his ass. Like, y'all not finna really do it. Like, don't do it. I'm not telling y'all to go out there and do it, but he should have that fear, like, hey, yo, I just fucked up. My bad. I ain't mean to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the big guys to get on me. That's the type of energy Warren Sapp is bringing every day. He's coming, and it's going to be a fade every day. And if you're not ready to fight on his defense, you're not playing. I promise you, he is like that. Not to mention, he's going to breed smart football players.
Now, I'm not mad at the response from Colorado when that happened, because that just is accredited to the coaching. Because the last thing you want is multiple key players being thrown out of a game of that magnitude. Because had Colorado lost that game, this game upcoming would have been not as alluring. But speaking of that game, let's have a conversation about that game, because back in July at Pac-12 Media Day, Oregon's head coach here, Dan Lanning specifically is his name, he said, and I quote, "Do you remember them winning anything? I don't remember them winning anything." So he stood by what he said, and he said, "I don't regret anything I've said for this program." He said, "At the end of the day, I wasn't talking about Deion's team. I was talking about the past and the future for our team. But if that serves as material for them, great. I don't think it's going to have any bearing on the game or the success of the game."
Okay, look, I get it, right? Like, I get it. I understand the energy. Trust me, coach. I understand the energy, but you ain't have to get at him like that, dog. You didn't have to do all that, bro. And the thing is, like, it's not only that he said that, like, what has Colorado won? Like, they haven't won any games. It's the fact that he literally said, like, there's no, like, can you name any kids whose dream it was to go to Colorado? Like, that shit, I'm like, you ain't have to.
I love how they took that. I love how they omitted that part, because I sure read it exactly how it was written. And the fact that they omitted that part was funny to me, because I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Because, all right. Now, listen, I'm not finna sit now. Here's what I love about this game. Once again, Colorado is like a 21-point underdog, and I love it. 100% love it. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you that Colorado's going to come out and blow Oregon out the gate. This game I had circled on their schedule. Mm-hmm. I said, this is the game where if Colorado keeps it close, you in trouble. If Oregon don't blow them out, you in trouble.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want is in the fourth quarter, Oregon's only up by 7, 5 minutes left in the game, and Shedeur Sanders got the goddamn football. That's what I'm saying. Because you know where he got that from? TB12. Don't get it, man. Listen, if Tom Brady had more than 55 seconds left, you in trouble. Shedeur showed us. The man went 98 yards down the field. 98, and his best player wasn't playing.
Yep.
He did this with the other guys. Let's not act like Oregon is a powerhouse this season because you hung 81 on an irrelevant ass team. Like, let's not do that. Do not do that and sit there and be like, oh yeah, Oregon's gonna. First of all, who has Oregon played? Let's play that game. Who have they played?
I mean, you can say that
season. Who have they played?
You can say that every single year with Oregon, though. Like until they get in the Pac-12, it's like who's your schedule? And then we see once they get into the Pac-12 and they start playing in interleague teams or interdivision teams, y'all don't do necessarily so hot. Like, it's not like y'all aren't winning sometimes.
Like,
but
and I'm not trying to say this to hate, but I need context here. And the context is who have you played? Like, you hung up 81 on Portland State. Who the fuck is Portland State?
Congratulations.
Yay. You beat Hawaii 55-10.
Congratulations.
Ooh.
Like, Hawaii hasn't been good since 06, 05.
You barely beat Texas Tech 38-30. Like, let's stop it. Who have you played? Because TCU was supposed to beat the brakes off Colorado.
21 point over.
They just played in the national championship last year. Yep. And they had a transfer running back come in from Alabama who was the key part of that game, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, he was. Played a really good game, too.
You played a Nebraska team that is known to usually be pretty damn stout, and they blew their ass out. This game is set up to be very interesting. And if it's anything how this Oregon-Texas Tech game was, Oregon, you're losing.
Well,
because Tech had a chance to beat you.
Oh,
Tech had a
absolutely.
chance. They had a chance. Now, Oregon has some phenomenal athletes on their roster. I'm not knocking that. You also got Bo Nix, and I like Bo Nix. I'm a fan. I'm a Bo Nix fan. I've always been a fan of Bo Nix. I felt like he didn't get – sometimes I feel like Bo Nix gets overlooked, and I like him a lot as a player. I just do. I don't know why. I just do. Something about when I watched him at Auburn, I was just I was a fan. Like, I really am. Like, I like the way he plays football. I think he's going to be a solid NFL quarterback. I'm not telling you he's going to be like, a game breaker, but I do think he is a solid will be a solid NFL quarterback. And in that Texas Tech game, let's just play this game. So he was 32 of 44, 359, and 2 touchdowns. The score was 38-30. Why is my quarterback only got 2 touchdowns? Okay. So let's keep talking about these stats because I ain't done yet. I just want to look at it. So Bo Nix also accounted for 46 yards rushing. Your other running backs, 11 of 38, 7 of 21, 4 of 8. Okay. Just thought just want to make sure I heard that. All right, now let's go to the receiving game. Now they got the boy Troy Franklin. Troy Franklin going to be a dog in the NFL now.
Absolutely.
6 catches for 103. Noah Whittington, 6 for 60. Marquise Irving, 7 for 50. Not too bad. Like, he spread the ball out very well. I'm looking at the glaring part of this, which is the rushing part. Your quarterback was your lead rusher. Colorado has enough defensive players to get after it. Now I want to go talk about the Texas Tech side of this. Rushing. Tyler Show, 23 carries, 101 rushing yards, 4.4 yards per carry, which in college is good. In the NFL is not good. I'm not done yet. Taj Brooks, 6 for 66. You could not stop their quarterback. Texas Tech's quarterback threw for 282 yards and rushed for 101. Miss me with that shit. Texas Tech's quarterback almost single-handedly beat Oregon. He accounted for 383 yards by himself and 4 touchdowns. The only issue that quarterback had is he had 3 interceptions. If that quarterback don't turn the ball over, because that last interception was the one that changed the game. Had he not thrown that last interception, Texas Tech was going down the field to go win that game.
I have no doubts on that. I mean, honestly, my take on Oregon has always been the same. I'm a USC fan, so fight on, go Trojans, right? My take on Oregon has always been the same. They look nice, they look flashy with the nice uniforms and the speed and they had
I'm jelly of the uniforms. Like I would run track at Oregon just to get out of uniforms.
Just to get the uniform, absolutely.
My closet would be stout. I'll fuck around and wear the track outfit to the club. Fucking with me.
Oh, for sure. I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it.
The right shoes, that don't fly.
Yeah, they got Oregon Ducks Jordans. I've seen people do it. Bust down, the whole Oregon Ducks bust down at the club. It's fine. But my like I said, my sentiments on Oregon have always been the same. You guys look nice in the regular season. You guys look nice until you guys play actual competition.
Yeah. When has Oregon been in the college football playoff? Oh, okay. I heard them crickets too.
I was going to say, did you hear something? Because I ain't hear nothing.
What is their highest rank since college football playoff has started?
I mean,
I want to say it was 8.
Have they been in the national championship since Mariota?
No, but I think 8 is the highest they've finished since the college football playoff became a thing.
Have became a thing, right?
Yeah.
So
they were in the Natty. Yes, they were in the Natty with Mariota, and then they ran into Jameis Winston and company.
You say they ran into Jameis Winston in Florida State and all them big ass boys over there. At the end of the day, I get it, right? Oregon is supposed to be this flashy. I get it, right? Everybody, Bo Nix, I understand, right? And I like Bo Nix as a player. I like my boy GQ. I like Bo Nix as a player. I like GQ said. I don't think he got a fair shake at Auburn, right? I kind of think they played him out of that position, honestly. If I'm just gonna be real, but it's gonna come to a point in time where everybody's not just gonna fold because you're Oregon. Like You're going to run into people who, at the end of the day, they don't care, right? And this is going to be one of those games. And like GQ said, we're not going to sit here and say it's going to be a blowout and Colorado's going to go blow the door. No, but if it's a close game, don't be surprised if Colorado pull that Joan out, because
if it's a close game, you're in trouble.
They're capable of doing so. Shedeur does not make any mistakes. So
when is the last time that, outside of this Texas Tech game, when is the last time that Oregon has played in a close game and survived?
Because if you really look at it, they haven't.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, because if you really look at it, they haven't. You can go back, literally back, and literally every single, even in the national championship, go back. They were in a close game then. Everybody remember the fumble that Jameis Smith? Oh shoot! Oregon to the house. Oh my gosh! And the next thing you know, they come back and
what happened? They folded.
It happens all the time.
Don't be surprised if Colorado win this game, because we have all hoped for this. I still hope for this. I would love for the Colorado USC game to be both teams undefeated, because this is how I look at it. If somehow, some way this happens and they're both undefeated, this is going to be the most marquee game of the entire college football season. Not the Natty, not the college football semifinal, not any of the bowl games. Colorado versus USC, both teams undefeated, will be the most compelling football game all season long, because it is I'm supposed to be the number one quarterback versus I might just so happen to take the motherfucking Heisman from your ass this year, Shedeur Sanders. And we've seen Caleb Williams not play well. Utah kind of owns that man.
Yeah, I was going to say Utah for sure got his number.
That man sure had his fingernails painted and shit, and Utah put it on your ass. Like, yep. I mean, I'm not telling you.
Your fingernails? Utah painted your ass.
Like, I'm not telling you that Colorado finna go out there and win 11 games, 10 games. Like, I'm not, but Colorado's going to be around. Everything that, look, this is what I love about this year for Colorado. The people that are still hating, this is what I want y'all to understand. Colorado's playing with house money. That is the most dangerous style of play you can have
ever.
There's no pressure truly on Colorado, because guess what? You went 1-11 last year. You've already won 2 more games than you won last year.
Just the season is already more successful than last year.
Most teams with a brand new coach and brand new players aren't this successful coming out the gate.
Not even remotely.
With house money. And you know who loves house money more than anybody else? Vegas.
Yep.
Just keep watching. So we had it on the docket about talking about the Cowboys defense and how good they look and all this shit. Listen, I don't want to talk about that shit because I don't care. It's too early in the season to start anointing and crowning all this shit. Look, talk to me after week 8 because the season just started. And now the Cowboys have had a significant injury.
Tyrone, what up, man?
What it do, baby? So I want to move over and talk about week 3.
Yeah, definitely. So, absolutely. Let's get into it.
That's way more important.
Cowboys got a good defense. We understand.
Cowboys. So for the sake of reference, yes, we did our picks via live we sent our videos in. So coming into this week, not a single one of us picked the Little Giants to win this Thursday night football game because that's fucking stupid. So, there's no confusion there. If you pick San Francisco, obviously you took the easy route, which you should have.
You're smart.
So let's talk about the rest of these games. Let's go down. I'm gonna read these off, and then we'll come back and talk about them. We got a good 28 plus minutes to talk about it. Well, 12 plus minutes to talk about it. So we're gonna get it in. So up first, you've got the Colts and the Ravens. A lot of storylines. I really, really, really hope that Anthony Richardson plays because I would just love to see Lamar versus Anthony Richardson. I would just love to see it. And I hope both of them go the fuck off. Like, I just hope both of them will go the fuck off. Like, I'd love to see it.
I seen earlier that Anthony Richardson is officially out. Gardner Minshew starting.
Okay. So 2 rookie quarterbacks are out because Bryce Young is out as well. Yep, and he actually had to miss 1 to 2 more games after this.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, but I think we'll get to him in a second.
Yeah. So the Ravens are currently sitting at 2-0, doing what they're supposed to do. They're leading the division. I think they should still steamroll the Colts.
They absolutely should.
I don't think the Colts have enough defensively to stop the firepower, and Zay Flowers is looking like the guy. He's OBJ is dealing with, I believe, an ankle injury.
Yep.
He's still going to play, but he's still nicked up. Mark Andrews shook the rust off last week. He's looking good. They're going to be down to one running back to the bus. Gus Edwards is the only one left because Hill is injured. Well, you still got Melvin Gordon that's kind of there, and then they also signed they signed one other running back. I don't even remember who the fuck it was. It's irrelevant. That's why. But it's going to be Lamar and the Gus bus running the football.
Basically.
Which bodes well for all of us fantasy dynasty owners. And we'll talk about some fantasy stuff here in a little bit. Yeah, I got the Ravens winning that game rather handily. That's just how I feel.
I'd say the Ravens by 14.
With that, Mel, if you're listening, make sure you submit your picks like you did last week via TikTok because I'm putting them on the spreadsheet right now. All right, up next, you have got the current. Yep, you have got the current #1 rush defense in the Tennessee Titans, going toe-to-toe against the Chubless Browns.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. We heard about that. That's super
tough. Yeah. I hated it. But there's been a lot of Deshaun Watson hate. Saying he doesn't look good. He
hasn't particularly played well. He hasn't particularly played well, but I'm not going to say he looks horrible, like people have saying, but he definitely.
But I don't think he has to play Houston Texans Deshaun Watson to be what he needs to be, but he does need to play better. He does need to play better. But it's not him playing better as in like he's just absolutely ass. He is he is throwing some good passes. There's a couple of them that are a little off target, but I do like that he's getting more to like, all right, I'm gonna go get this first down on my legs. Like I think he's starting to really get it, and I think the Browns will be better as the season goes on. And then there's what's left of the Titans. Like the Titans are just kind of there. They're just kind of hanging out. DeAndre Hopkins has been very quiet to start the season. Derrick Henry's just doing what Derrick Henry does. Ryan Tannehill is somehow still the quarterback.
I mean, I don't even understand. The Titans are 1-1. They beat the Chargers last week, so I mean, I'm utterly shocked.
That's not saying much when you beat the Chargers.
It's really not, honestly. But I'm
that
just,
doesn't even hold the same weight.
The Titans, I don't know. They're just like, I remember when I used to call the Raiders where like the team where players come to die, but I feel like that transition to the Titans now where players go to like end their career because. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on, but watch them be competitive towards the end and be like, and put something on the line or something's going to be super, super compulsive to the words. So like they're almost going to make the playoffs and then they don't make the playoffs. Just something's going to hype them up at the end of the season. I just know it just because they're the Titans. They always kind of stay in the line. But give me the Browns, honestly.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt's back.
Amari Cooper wasn't even supposed to play this past Monday, showed up, showed the fuck out. I hate the injury that happened to Nick Chubb. I was watching the game. I saw when it happened, and I was immediately like, almost the exact same instance happened to him when he was at Georgia. Mm-hmm. He had just planted that leg, and he took a hit, helmet to the knee. Same knee, which is even crazier. Same knee.
That's the part that sucks.
I hope Nick Chubb is 28 now. I hope he's able to come back. Best wishes for him. I do like Jerome Ford a lot, and I hope Jerome Ford can, pick up the slack.
Really nice young kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. Him and Kareem Hunt.
I still think that there's enough offensive firepower in Cleveland to do what they need to do.
No, definitely. I think along with Justin Fields, Deshaun Watson is also suffering from a play caller who doesn't. I'm not going to say he's bad, but he doesn't really know how to utilize Deshaun's strengths. I feel like he's used to having a Baker Mayfield. He's used to having a guy who's not as mobile or as athletic. So it's kind of hard for him to scheme up shit. But I think they are going in the right direction, and I do think they're going to look a lot better towards the end of the season. And they still have a shit ton of weapons and a great defense. So give me the Browns.
Yeah. So moving on, we've got the Atlanta Bijan Robinsons.
The Atlanta Robinsons.
Yes, the Atlanta Robinsons. Going toe to toe with those Detroit Goffs, man. The Detroit Goffs. So we got the battle of the rookie running backs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In Detroit. Both teams have looked pretty good. I mean, yeah, Detroit had a rough loss to Seattle. It was a good game, damn good game. Amon-Ra St. Brown's a little nicked up. It looks like he's still going to go. David Montgomery's out. But Jahmyr Gibbs looks like he'll be the guy. So appreciate them picks, Tyrone. Atlanta's rolling. They went from being that I'm gonna run the ball a lot in week 1 to I'm gonna let Desmond Ridder be a real quarterback in week 2. And they put on a pretty damn good game against Green Bay last week.
Hey, knocked Jordan Love off his little high horse for a little, bit.
And I felt some type of way, after how Mullins balled out of control on his picks in week 1. So I followed that up by going 13-3 in week 2.
There you go. Yes, sir.
I don't like this. Because I said it. I was like, man, Atlanta they're gonna beat Green Bay, and it's only because I felt like they had better offensive firepower. I think it's a different game if Christian Watson would have been playing, but that's not what happened. And Aaron Jones has also got injured in that game. Well, no, he didn't play that game. Sorry.
No, he didn't play that game. He got injured the game before. That's also true.
But as it currently stands, it looks like you're gonna have Christian Watson. You might have Aaron Jones.
I think he's a game time decision from the last thing I read.
They're gonna need all hands on deck. We'll get to that game here in just a second. I want to get back on this Detroit Falcons game. I think this is finally the game where the Falcons lose their first game.
I think so too.
Like and I like what the Falcons are doing. I really do. But I just like Detroit that much more. I think Jared Goff gonna get loose with it. And yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I got Detroit, and I know Amon-Ra St. Brown is kind of shaking up, but because he's shaking up, be on the lookout for GQ's boy Sam Laporta. Last week, he did have a nice little showing, and he is his sample size is probably going to get up a little bit more because of how Detroit's receivers are banged up. So, be on the lookout for the young tight end because he might be the game changer in this.
Sam Laporta.
All right,
Falcons win 24-17. I like it. Man. I like it a lot. All right, let's talk about it. We got these Atlanta Falcons losing, but Tyrone got them winning. So I like it. I fucks with it. All right, on to this next game. I like this game a lot. I've got this game circled as a game for me that's going to be entertaining. This is going to be my defensive showdown of the weekend. And you've got the New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers. I think this is much more of a defensive battle than I do an offensive firepower show fest. Just because you've got the Saints defense. We know what the Saints defense is. We've seen this before. And you've got Jair Alexander. That Jair Alexander, Chris Olave matchup is going to be a fun matchup to watch. So far this year, Jair Alexander has had the numbers of the number one receivers he's played.
Every single one of them.
So the question becomes, can Michael Thomas have a 100-yard game this week? Or can that boy Shaheed show up and show the fuck out?
I think Michael Thomas might have somebody else to worry about because he should probably worry about not getting beat up in the hallway after games.
That whole we didn't even talk about that. That whole debacle of things. Yeah. I love how Derek Carr is playing this year. I love that he got a fresh start, and I think it was the best thing for him. I'm gonna take the Saints in this game now. I think the Saints are gonna keep rolling. Like I really like what they're doing. As much as I love Jordan Love and what he's been able to do, I just like what New Orleans has done that much more.
Honestly, this one was kind of tough for me at first when I was looking at both of the teams and looking at the game. I think along with Christian Watson back, I think I'm going to take the Packers. Only reason being is because I know Derek Carr, he struggles with a lot of pressure, so I know Packers are probably going to plan to bring a lot of pressure. And if they can cancel out one side of the field, i.e. Olave with Jair or Olave or Jair with Michael Thomas, it might give Derek Carr a little bit of problems because he really loves his quick game. That's where he gets his bread and butter from. We'll see though. But I got give me the Packers in this one. I think it's gonna be close though. Because the Saints defense is actually really, really good.
They really are. And and I'm with that. We have got a battle of the AFC South, the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, y'all don't blow these niggas out. I'm going to be uberly upset because last weekend it should have been a more high scoring game. That should have been probably one of the most high scoring games of the weekend. but both of you guys utterly disappointed the fuck out of me. So
I
Jacksonville,
literally thought Jacksonville was going to be able to go toe to toe with Kansas City and just score for score, and it just didn't happen that way. But that's also a credit to Kansas City's defense for doing their part as well.
Absolutely. And welcome back, Chris Jones. I understand that your impact, made a really big difference in that game.
At the same time, it's funny. We were talking about Ohio State quarterbacks earlier, and C.J. Stroud damn near threw 400 yards last week.
Damn. I will say one thing about CJ, because I like the way he's playing. I like the way he's developing. My only knock, get rid of the ball a little bit faster. That's it. Stop holding the ball as long. Other than that, CJ, keep balling.
He's a rookie quarterback, and he's going to figure it out. But I like CJ Stroud. I've said this even when coming into this draft. I thought CJ Stroud was the best quarterback coming out this draft, and I'm gonna stand on that. Like I just am. All right, Tyrone got the Saints in that game, so we got 2 with the Saints. We got 1 with Green Bay. But I'm taking Jacksonville in this game. Trevor Lawrence, this should be your coming out party, my man.
Absolutely.
I expect the over 300-yard game for you. I expect another 100-yard game from Calvin Ridley. It looks like you're going to be without Zay Jones. So Christian Kirk, time for you to show up and show out. But hey, Evan Ingram, by all means, join this party if you like.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, show up anytime, Evan Ingram. I know you got that big contract, so you're probably still kind of on vacation a little bit. But if you ever want to show up anytime, you know, football's on Sundays. Bring your cleats. It's free. You don't got to pay anything. Because you're on the team. So
yeah, by all means, decide that, if you want to play football, it's here. Moving on to the Broncos at the Dolphins. This for me was the most intriguing matchup all week long.
It was for me too, honestly. Well, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm hoping the Broncos get blown.
You're hoping. And I love that you're hoping
the Broncos get blown out.
I'm calling for the upset. Denver going to get their first win, and Denver's going to beat Miami in this game. I'm calling for the upset.
What? Sean Payton caps off his first?
Russ, can you cook one time, please? Woo! That boy say 150 with 2 tutties.
Okay.
Hey, if he do that shit, somebody's fantasy team gonna be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, somebody's fantasy team is gonna go. It's gonna go absolutely nuts. But you guys see, we're on 2 different sides of the spectrum here today. One guy's he's calling upset. The other guy is calling a blowout. So Sunday's game should be very, very interesting.
Yep. And you know what? I'm gonna take this game personally as homework, and I'm gonna break this bitch down next Friday.
Oh, I like it. Yes, sir.
I'm taking it for homework because I love the 2 coaches in this game. I love the quarterbacks in this game. I love the skill players in this game, and I love the defenses that are. Denver's defense has been a little shaky.
A little bit.
They can only get better. They can only get better. Miami's defense without Jalen Ramsey has played fairly well. They've survived. So this will be a good test. Hopefully we get a healthy Jerry Jeudy and and we're ready to rock and roll. All right. This game is going to make you happy. We talk about this. You have got the 2 teams who don't make a lot of fucking sense in the LA Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. These 2 teams should both be 2-0 and they're 0-2.
Somebody got to win.
Well,
somebody got to win
right now. As of now, the advantage goes to the Vikings because it's not a primetime game, and Kim Folk Kirk said, I always say noon, stay less.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to say Chargers blowout or, like anything like that, but don't. What? Hold on, wait. What my boy DJ Micah B say? Give me my cousin. No prime time. Yeah, no prime time. Yeah, it's up. Kim Folk Kirk didn't go crazy.
I'm taking Minnesota, but it's because Kirk Cousins, no matter who he plays, has been rolling. This man is averaging 325 yards a game right now.
He's the leading passer as far as yards in the NFL right now.
I got a question for you. You like that?
You feel? Do you like that? You like that?
Hey, Kim Folk said, hold on, baby. Let me put this chain on real quick. Oh, y'all gave me that rookie Jordan Addison. Hold on. Bow. Let me give you that 60 yards down the field, my boy.
Who has been balling, by the way? Shout out to my boy Jordan Addison, man. We see you.
Hey, I got Jordan Addison on a couple of my fantasy / dynasty teams because I said what I said. As soon as they drafted a number 1 style receiver to Minnesota to be the number 2 to Jay Jettis, I'm drafting that receiver immediately.
Absolutely.
And against the Eagles, he made that catch and made that safety look dumb as shit.
Hey, the boy is like I said. Hey, he's nice. And
between Addison and Zay Flowers, man, I'm a fan of both these young receivers, man. They doing it.
They doing the damn thing right now.
JSN, you want to join the chat, bro? Because originally it was JSN was supposed to be that guy, and I ain't really seen JSN show up just yet.
Hey,
but
I mean,
you want to join the chat, my boy?
Hey, I mean, if I know you and Ev, you and Evan Ingram are probably, just chilling or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, just kicking it. But if y'all ever want to, just come play football at any point in time, it's free 99. Just come on.
Yep.
Ready. Your position's ready for you.
Let's roll into this AFC East matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Football fucking Jets, or what's left of the Jets at this point.
Give me the Patriots in a blowout, and I don't care.
I'm taking my Patriots in a motherfucking upset because fuck the Jets.
Give me the Jets in a blowout. I need it. Let's go, Big Bill.
Listen, Christian Gonzalez, I need 2 interceptions off Zach Wilson for me. 2 of them things. Judon, I need 4 sacks on that boy Zach Wilson one time for the one time. I need both of them things. Mac Jones, I need 320 yards and 3 tutties off you. I don't care who you throw them to. I don't give a fuck who you throw them to. But that's what I need. I need this Jets defense to get exposed.
I can understand.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I like it.
Yeah, give me the Patriots. Give me the Pats in a blowout. Like I said, I don't think the Jets is going to be able to score, and I think this is going to be the day that Mac Jones decides to have a fucking field day on that Jets defense.
Hey, listen, he played well against the Eagles. He threw for 300 yards against the Eagles. Like, it's not that he's not capable.
350. Let's do it, Mac. 350.
So this next game, I wish Mel was here for this, but we have.
Just come here. I'll make sure to call you after this game too.
Hey, if the Jets put up 27 points, I'll be shocked.
I was gonna say I love that you have that much confidence in Zach Williams because I definitely do not.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points you're asking for. Yeah. I mean, you could have said like 17 to 20. I'd have rolled with you. 2017? No, my boy.
You could have said
they put up 14 more points against,
to 10.
The Pats put up 20 points against the Eagles, and that's a better defense.
I don't know about all that.
The Eagles defense was supposed to do the same thing, and look what happened.
I don't know about that. Like I said, let's go, Big Bill. Because Bill Belichick ain't going for none of that. He said Zach Wilson can't beat me on his best day.
All right, let's talk about, speaking of the AFC East, let's stay in the AFC East. We've got the Buffalo Bills visiting them Washington Commanders.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Give me the Commanders in a goddamn upset because Sam Howell has been fucking balling, and I know Josh Allen gonna throw a goddamn crucial pick with 2 minutes to go. I'm calling it right now.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna be nice.
Wow, really, Breeze? Well, I mean, I can understand.
They better get a ball to him more than 4 times.
That's all we gotta say.
Let's start with that.
All we gotta say. That's it. That's all we ask from inside the huddle. You heard it here first. Give Breeze the ball. That's it.
I'm gonna take Buffalo in this game though. I think watching the film from last week and watching what Josh Allen did against the Raiders. Yes, I get it. It was against the Raiders, but
say it was against the Raiders. We don't.
No, it matters because the way the game script was going and the way the game plan was going, Josh Allen. Now he did do a couple of dumbass things like trying to jump over somebody when running a fucking ball. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was a defender. Oh, and he jumped. Oh, I'm body slamming that motherfucker. I'm power driving.
I'm risking a penalty.
You left your feet.
Yeah, I'm risking a penalty.
Hey, listen. You remember what Derwin James did to Travis Kelce? Oh, yeah. I'm finna get it.
You're risking a penalty.
I'm about to quote the great Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I will lay it the smack it down on Josh Allen if he jump out in the air like that and I catch him.
Yeah, like most definitely. I'm literally jumping with you, except I'm planning to hit you right in your face. Like
you and Mother Earth finna get real intimate with each other because I'm about to drive you 6 feet in that motherfucker. Quarterbacks that lead 8 feet, you asking for it.
And I like this. Let me go ahead and put this up here. I like this because The
He
D line,
just might.
I understand that Payne did get hurt last game, so that is kind of a knock. But their D line does look really, really
So
good.
you're right. Their D line is good, but you know what's not as good is their secondary.
That is true.
So
that is true. And
if Diggs or Gabe Davis or fucking Dawson Knox, if he decides to come play football as well, or the other rookie they have, the other rookie tight end, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. I just drew a blank.
I think it was Dalton Kincaid. I think it's
yes, Kincaid.
Yep.
Yes, if any of those guys decide now, if I'm gonna run Kincaid on the seam route, I'm not even gonna lie to you because I don't trust none of them linebackers or safeties for the Commanders. So we'll see. Moving on to the interesting game now, because you know that Andy Dalton will be starting in this game for the Carolina Panthers.
Andy Dalton
going toe-to-toe with Geno and them Seahawks. I'm taking Seattle. Sorry, Carolina. Y'all going 0-3, man.
As much as I like their defense, I'm not their defense. I really like their defense. I really like Carolina's defense.
Is good.
I really like their defense. They got some really nice young corners. Their linebacker core is dope. Their D line is absolutely fucking disgusting. Okay, absolutely disgusting. So I really like their defense, but I really don't care. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You guys are gonna lose. You guys are gonna lose. Honestly, I thought you guys had a better chance of winning with Bryson there, but now that the Red Rifle's back, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Expect at least 2 picks to be thrown. At least 2.
I can see that. Now, I will say, if the game was to shape out, and this was the game, I'm gonna pull it up. I want y'all to make sure. If this was the game, we know. Yeah, Bryce is donezo for a little bit.
Yep, Bryce is hurt.
Bryce is out for the next possibly 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the Jonathan Mingo breakout game. We've been waiting on the rookie to show out. This could be the Jonathan Mingo breakout game. Andy Dalton may love him, and he may actually give him the rock, because I do think Jonathan Mingo is the best receiver on this team. But I do respect Adam Thielen, but Adam Thielen is getting up there in age, and he can only hold up for so long.
Yep. I think the Mingo kid with Thielen. They have a really nice running game too. Miles Sanders,
man. But Miles Sanders has been off to a slow start too, man. And Chuba Hubbard, hey man, I'm gonna need you to turn your Chuba to a Chubb, bro, and get with it, bro. Like
if you guys ever want to just come play football, you guys just let us know. We'll go ahead and hook you guys up.
Yeah, man. You ain't got the nice twisty dreads and shit, man, and you just ain't you ain't living up.
Yeah, so you guys, ever want to play football? It's just fine. If you go, we're open. Phone lines are open. Okay, emails open from the sideline. Sports. You guys can pop in anytime. Shoot us an email. We'll put you guys in contact with the right people if you guys want to play football. But,
now here's the game that I really don't care about talking about very much, but we're gonna talk about it for a little bit anyway. And we've got the Dallas Cowboys and the Arizona Cardinals. I ain't got shit to say about this game.
Honestly, neither do I.
Just give me Dallas and leave me the fuck alone. Like that's how I feel.
All I gotta say is, all I have to say is, Dallas, you better fucking win this game. That's all I gotta say.
Dallas,
don't go out here and do some dumb shit.
What you did to the Giants, you better do to these fucking Cardinals.
Like, if y'all go out here and do some dumb shit and fuck around lose this game, I don't care if y'all go 10 and 12 and 15 and 0 the rest. I'm roasting y'all forever. I don't care. I'm telling you right now. I'm roasting you forever today. That's what's gonna happen.
Yep. And we have got the Bears at the Chiefs. So I'm taking the Chiefs, but I do think it'll be a much better game for Justin Fields. That's how I'm going to word that.
Okay. I've been thinking about this game literally all week. Main reason being is I'm trying to see if this is the game where Justin actually has, his quote unquote breakout game of the season, right? Like where he starts to look like himself and doesn't look like he's, thinking a lot and is super robotic and the offense doesn't look dumb as all hell. But time can only tell. So I got the Chiefs, but I do think with everything kind of coming out in the open with the Bears and everything's kind of in the limelight now, and they're not sitting up there trying to worry about PR and hide this and hide that, and we can't let that get out. And now everything's out in the open. You got the coach is fired or resigned. Y'all motherfuckers got somebody hit a lick on y'all. It's fine. Okay, we get it. Shit happens to people. Y'all live in Chicago. We understand. Okay, now I feel like they can go out there and just ball. You know what I'm saying? There's no distractions. There's nothing to really worry about. Just go out there and ball. I seen Justin Fields give his coach a hug today on the field. So, yeah, just go out there and ball. But I got the Chiefs in a close one. I hope this is the game where I hope I'm wrong. Okay, I got the Chiefs in a close one, but I hope I'm wrong, so I can talk shit to Mel next week. That's it.
Fair enough. I don't think we're gonna be wrong because I just don't. This game is not. It is set up to be a trap game, but I think the Chiefs are gonna start rolling after this. So unfortunately, Chicago has to be a victim of that roll. I'm sorry about this next game. This game completely.
That is true. I definitely think that as well.
Yeah, this game completely ties into you, sir, and it is the Steelers at the Raiders. I'm just gonna say rest in peace to the Raiders. Like I just feel like that defense of Pittsburgh is gonna just do what they're supposed to do and take full advantage of the Raiders, even though the offense kind of found itself a little bit last week too. Kenny Pickett and George Pickens really started to get that connection.
I said they gotta start getting that connection. It's the goal.
But Najee.
Hey, yeah, hey, hold on, wait a minute.
Najee.
Hold on.
Najee. Do you want to play football or not, bro?
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Mr. Harris. You know we love it out here in sunny California. Where you hail from. And you know we out here in California we love the game of football. We don't forget how to play football. So if you ever want to show up to play the game of football, I believe the stadium is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Well, they're actually going to be playing at Allegiant Stadium. They're playing.
It is the home opener. It is the home opener.
So Viva Las Vegas.
What happens in Vegas? It's not going to stay in Vegas because I ain't even going to lie to y'all. So if you don't,
mind you, it's also the Sunday night game, so you got plenty of rest.
Oh yeah, you plenty of rest.
You don't play till late at night.
You back on the West Coast? Yeah. Najee, if you ever want to come play football, you know what I'm saying? $3.99. Like I said, we can get you and connect with the right people. You know what I'm saying? But give me the Raiders, man. I don't care because I do not pick the Steelers ever.
We was talking about Najee. I want to go back to the other side now. Josh Jacobs, my boy. Hey man, what's up with this? I want to rush for negative yard shit. You held out. You came back. You kind of balled in week 1.
Let me take these off.
And then you're so fucking peered in week 2. Oh, I'm on my shit today. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking all that shit today.
Yeah, you see, I had to get the glasses off today. Where the fuck you at?
The APB is out on Josh. Josh, you wanted all this. You wanted this big contract. You wanted this money.
Are you still in the place where you was holding out that big dog?
What's really going on?
Yeah, where you at, Josh? You wanted all that money?
Come through, man. Come through.
It's good. $3.99. Pull up. I know you got a lot of kids, but it's okay.
I'm just saying, bro. You can't show up to a football game and drop negative yards, man. Like
negative yards is crazy.
Like that don't even sound right.
That means you went backwards.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all only scored 10 points, but damn.
And you want to know what irritates me about the Raiders is how we can come out on the first drive, be looking amazing, shit is clicking, looking fluid, bow, score. Then the next drive, niggas forget how to play football. Penalties, drop passes, all kinds of. Never mind. I'm not even going.
Like, never have I ever seen 9 carries for negative 2 yards.
9 carries for negative 2 yards. And speaking of 9 carries, Josh McDaniels, Mr. McDaniels, are you there, sir?
Mr.
McDaniels, why does your star running back, who was the leading rusher last year, have 9 carries?
Oh, I'm about to be more petty
in the game.
Why did your quarterback outrush your running back? Jimmy G had 1 carry for 1 yard, and that's more rushing yards than your running back had.
Mr. McDaniels, I would love to know.
What in the actual fuck? My man averaged negative 0.22 yards in an NFL professional football game.
I would love
How
to know,
you go
guys.
from the leading rusher to the least effective rusher in a single season?
That's crazy to me. Yeah, y'all got some explaining to do, but it's all good. We'll let y'all do that another time.
Yeah, we'll all right. So we have another doubleheader on Monday night, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of this doubleheader Monday night thing. It's
I was
actually
gonna
pretty
say
dope.
the same thing. I like the doubleheader on Monday
I'm a
night.
fan, and and the reason I know I like it is because we're one step closer to my favorite games, which are the overseas games. The Germany game is coming, the London game's coming, the Mexico game is coming. But I want to talk about this because we have got the battle of 2-0s. We got the Philadelphia Bulldogs against them damn Buccaneers. Mike Evans showed up last week, played football like a motherfucker.
I was gonna say,
Rashad
Mike
White
Evans,
showed up and played football last week.
Mike Evans said, either trade me or pay me, but either way, I'm balling. Stop playing with me.
Chris Godwin showed up a little bit and played some football. Baker Mayfield showed up. You sure right? What Tyrone said was 100% true. All I'm saying is Philly. The same thing we said about Colorado and Oregon is the same thing I'm gonna say about this game.
Hey,
close in the fourth quarter. Baker got some weird tendencies in the fourth quarter. If the game is like a one-score game, making some weird ass shit happen.
You beat the Raiders in 48 hours. 98.
You better blow the Buccaneers out.
Hey, if it's a 3.7 point game, y'all, and they got the ball.
And coming into this game, Devontae Smith is a little banged up. There's some secondary issues that the Eagles are banged up on as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting game.
Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown ain't been seeing eye to eye lately either.
No, but this gonna be a get right game for AJ Brown because I don't think the Buccaneers got a single corner that can cover AJ Brown.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah, this is gonna be this better be the game because like you said, if it's close, they might not want it to be.
I'm taking Philly though. Like I'm gonna ride with Philly because to be honest, Philly gotta win this game.
They sure do
because San Francisco right there. Like the thing with this is, I don't think the Eagles, the Cowboys, or the Niners can afford to lose more than 2 games and get the number 1 seed. That's how close I think the number 1 seed for the NFC is.
They cannot. You
can't lose this early in the season though, because the Niners are gonna build up a lead now. So that's why I'm taking Philly to do what they do. I still think the Buccaneers can win this division, but that also means that Atlanta has to lose this week for Tampa to stay up in front. But we'll see. But like I said, I'm taking Philly. I'm taking the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
I'm taking Philly, and man, because Jalen Hurts' comments, right? He's, everybody wants to talk about the yards and stuff like that. All that matters is the win, and as long as he's winning, he doesn't matter, or he's not complaining. So give me Philly, but don't let it be close because y'all fuck around and lose.
That's how I feel. Last but not least, this is a hell of a game coming up here. You've got the LA Rams versus what's left of Cincinnati. I can't even call them the Bengals right now because I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna call y'all the fucking house cats right now.
Yeah, we can call y'all the Tiger Strikes.
Y'all ain't got off the porch yet.
We can call y'all the Tiger Strikes because the Tiger ain't there right now.
Nah, man, y'all just like some kitties, bro. Y'all just like some little small. Y'all kind of look more like Garfield. Y'all look like a fat ass cat off that lasagna right now. Like I'm gonna need y'all to get ready to get lost, my boys.
Y'all might want to go hit the treadmill or something.
Because all I'm saying is Puka coming.
Hey, that boy Nakua.
That boy Puka coming. And that boy Tutu. And that boy Kyron Williams kind of running his ass off. That boy running the air out the football right now.
And that boy Tutu Atwell.
Hey,
okay?
Tootie Too.
Yeah. It's gonna be real out there. I'm telling y'all better.
Hey, look, and you know what? The curse of Cam Akers is over.
There's no more.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm taking the Rams, man.
Oh yeah, no, give me the Rams. Yeah, no, give me the Rams.
And Joe
you
Burrow
got a hobble
might not
Joe.
Even play. Like Joe Burrow might not play.
Yep, Joe Burrow might not play. Jamar hasn't been looking good.
Jamar looks fine. They just ain't giving him the ball.
Yeah, I don't see what the fuck is going on with that. They just like, yeah, Jamar, hey, shit. Honestly, it's with both their receivers. Both their receivers, they just kind of standing out there like, all 3 of them. They kind of stand out there like, hey.
No, because T. Higgins caught 8 balls last week.
Finally, because they was like, damn, That first game passing, we didn't even target him not once. Yeah, y'all forgot 5 was out there, didn't you? He's here.
Y'all got two number 1 receivers on your roster.
He's here. He want to play. He one of the only ones who actually show up to work and actually want to play. But you got to look. He's out there. Just look over there. You see the big ass 5. He's that nigga tall enough. You see him. Just go and throw the ball.
Let's not pretend like, the fuck. So there's our picks, ladies and gentlemen. Our picks are in. And I told y'all I was going to tie it all back into fantasy because I did this on Wednesday's show. But this is the football show. So I want to make sure that you guys are informed. Because as you guys know, we have got the From the Sidelines Dynasty League. And it is on and popping. All right? It's popping. So let me get into that real quick. And let's start with, most importantly, the current standings. Let's start with that. All right. So in the From the Sidelines South Division, which consists of myself, DJ Prime, and my boy Jew Fresh, we have a 3-way tie for first. All 3 of us are 1-1, but based on points, I'm currently sitting in first. I played DJ Prime this week, so all I got to do is handle business, and I will take over the division lead. All right, From the Sidelines North, that boy Willie is doing the damn thing. Willie 2-0.
He definitely is.
Troy is 1-1, and unfortunately, Moolid, you are kind of over at the moment. You got some work to do,
man, but it's all right. It's a long season. We gonna get right.
And From the Sidelines West, that boy Wayne is putting it on Mel right now. He's also 2-0. Mel is 1-1, and Sports Talk is 0-2. And then From the Sidelines East, that boy Bush is 2-0. We was talking about Ty earlier, so he's 1-1, sitting in the second place, and DJ Micah B is also sitting at 0.
It's all right, DJ. We're gonna get right. Don't worry about it.
So it's getting real interesting. I wanted to highlight that the first official trade of the Dynasty League has gone through. It was between myself and Troy. I put Jerome Ford on the trade block almost immediately, and he offered me Jerry Jeudy and Khalil Herbert, and I mashed the accept button because I have a plethora of running backs. I did not need Jerome Ford, and I'm okay with that. But I love and welcome Jerry Jeudy to my roster. Thank you, sir. So now I want to get into this next part because I have access to, from the same app. Damn, he said Joe might start to lose. He just got that contract too.
So did.
So I have access to my playbook, which gives me the power rankings for our Dynasty League. And for some reason, that shit was interesting to me. I don't know why. It just was. But right off the rip, it shows that based on the way my team is structured, I have an 82% chance of making the playoffs. I'm currently sitting at 4th because I can load up my own team. You guys can do this as well, by the way, on this particular app here. Okay, it's called My Playbook. Yep. So I imported the Dynasty League because I wanted to. Based on current power rankings for the rest of the season, I'm currently ranked at number 3. When the season started, I was ranked at 10. Just want to throw that out there for slight flex. Because sometimes they tell me I don't know how to draft, and I'm like, let's play some games first before you tell me what the fuck I did.
Hold this.
Let's get into these power rankings because this is where shit gets interesting. Get off my phone. All right. So for our league in week 3, coming in at the number 12 spot, that will be you, sir, Mr. Moolid. You are sitting at number 12 in our power rankings right now, coming into week 3. DJ Prime, you're at number 11. Sports Talk, you're at number 10. Mel, you're at number 9. I come in at number 8 in a tie with Bush at the 7. Jew Fresh, you are sitting at 6. DJ Micah B is sitting at 5. Willie is sitting at 4. Troy is sitting at 3. Ty, you are sitting at 2. And Wayne, you are sitting in the number 1 spot in our current power rankings going into week 3. So I'm loving that. I thought I would share that with you guys so you guys understand. What's up, Mama?
I just want everybody to know that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Okay. And I'm known for my comebacks. You know what I'm saying? Not only do they call me King Peddington, but they call me the comeback kid because I know I am known for my comebacks. Okay. That is what I do. Not only am I known for my comebacks, I am known to be the closer. I close shit the fuck out. And that's just what I do, man. Okay. It's been like that since high school. So GQ, any final words for us?
Yeah. So echoing your sentiments, which is funny, is like I usually am notorious for my team starting slow. My teams are built for the playoffs, not the regular season. That's just how they're always built. And to quote one of the GOATs, don't call it a comeback because it's not a comeback. I've been here for years. So when it happens. But as far as final words, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Today was an extremely spicy show. We was going at it the way we're supposed to. It's football season. It's time to put the helmets on. It's time to strap up the cleats. It's time to get it in. So guess what? That's why that opening dialogue you heard was 45 minutes of us going back and forth over fucking Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to football season, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be like that. All right. You got 3 football guys. You got 3 coaches. You got 2 flag football players. Like, we got all the football smoke in this group. And it's going to be like that.
Yeah. That's just what it is. Final words from me, man. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Thank everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys for sliding through. Thank you guys for dropping your picks. Remember, we're going to have everything posted to the TikTok. So please upload your picks in those comments. Flood those comments, man. Flood those likes, share with your friends. We appreciate the love, man. I want to give a shout out to the King Apes that are going to be in San Diego this week. That is part of that as one of the flag football teams that I'm on. We got a flag football tournament out there in SD. So shout out to my guys, man. We're going to go out there and try to come back with this trophy, bring that motherfucker back up here to NorCal. Yeah, we appreciate you guys for sliding through, man. Don't forget, we'll be back on Monday. And then after that, we got a little Tuesday hiatus. And then Wednesday, we got another show, Gentleman's Talk. You know what I'm saying? With my boy right here and my boy DJ Micah B, who normally decides to pop up. But, hey, you know, sometimes we'll be busy. Thursday, we back with Player versus Team with my girl Zamora. And then we back here again on Friday. You see how the weeks go? They go by quick. Everything just go by quick.
Just follow us from the sidelines, man. Your week will be that much better by following us.
That much better, that much faster. So we appreciate y'all for sliding through today, man. Peace.